What is up, guys? Welcome to Test Drive Unlimited 2, Magnum P.I. edition. I'm going to tell you what, I haven't done a video in a while, and I wanted to review this game. I can sum up my review of Test Drive Unlimited 2, and even its predecessor, in one word: disappointed. This game could have been so much more. It was supposed to be massive multiplayer online game on the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. It could have been so much more. Here is kind of a view of Honolulu, some of the hotels, some of the buildings. But the reason why I really wanted to review this game is because of Magnum P.I., the 1980s television series that features a Tom Selleck playing an ex-Navy intelligence officer who, with his non-buddies who formed a real brotherhood together, live on Rick, TC, and Magnum. They do odd jobs there in Hawaii. TC, much like a lot of the helicopter pilots in Hawaii, he's a former military helicopter pilot, and he's moved to Hawaii along with Magnum and his buddy Rick. Rick runs the Club Kamehameha. I almost said King Kamehameha. He runs the Club King Kamehameha. The Club Kamehameha there in Honolulu, in Waikiki. And he basically just runs the bar. Real nice guy, kind of laid back, kind of comedic relief. TC is a helicopter pilot who takes tourists on tours, bird's eye view tours of the islands of Hawaii in his helicopter, like you can do in real life. And then Magnum is a private investigator. He left the Navy to become a private investigator. He basically, the reason why I want to review the game, like I said, is somehow he's got in good graces with a famous eccentric author named Robin Masters, and he lives on his estate in his guest house along with the head of security, this old British ex-military guy as well, who he doesn't like or get along with. Higgins doesn't want Tom Selleck, Magnum. He doesn't want him there. Doesn't like him there. Doesn't like how he basically just gets free range of all stuff. Well, Magnum, he gets free range of Robin Masters' estate and essentially this car, the Ferrari 308 GTS. And this car became iconic because of Magnum P.I. And when they put out this game, it was like they had to have this car in the game, or it just wasn't going to be worth it. Well, if you've never played this game, but you love Magnum P.I., I'm going to say it's maybe worth it to get this game just to be able to pretend like you're Magnum and drive this car. I know in some DLC and a casino that you can download, you can get basically the Magnum P.I. Hawaiian shirt, like from the cover, like the cover of the show shows Magnum in that classic red Hawaiian shirt, and this car. Well, this is the car that he gets free range of, and he picks up women, and well, he doesn't pick up women. They come to him with mysteries and crimes to solve, and they need protection from him, and they need Magnum, Thomas Magnum, private investigator, to figure out, solve their mysteries for him. And he's a bit of a loose cannon, a womanizer. Well, he gets to drive around. Oh, and I've already wrecked it. He gets to drive around in Robin Masters' Ferrari, and this thing is it right here. Well, we're going to take it on a spin down Waikiki Beach and just kind of show you some of the arcadey kind of feeling. This is kind of the map, the overview map that has all the streets of Oahu that Atari claims is Google Maps accurate. Anyways, this is, if you live in Hawaii or if you've been to Hawaii and you're a big fan of Oahu or Hawaii in general, this is a fun game to just pick up and just drive around the island. But if you've never been to Hawaii, you're not from there, you don't have any interest, it's an okay game that just should have been so much more. The reason why, and I'm just going to kind of do a slow drive by and kind of point out, here's some hotels that are real in real life. That shack right there, and we're kind of over this. But that's actually a police station in real life. Oh, geez, I'm sorry. That energy price. This tree is real off to the right. The game is just disappointing because there's the racing that you unlock. There's about 8 levels of different classes of racing that you unlock. You first start out in Ibiza in Spain, and eventually you make it to Hawaii. It's where the Cheeseburger in Paradise is. If you've ever been there, you kind of know that concrete road. It's a really famous church that they got pretty correct in the game here. It's pretty good Hawaii feeling. Well, the game, like I said, it's disappointing because you have these levels, but each level you have to go to a driving school, and you have to pass a series of tests to unlock the next series of races. The problem is, in the game that you're driving around, you can have driving assistance on, which makes it a lot more arcadey and a lot less, I would say, simulation. Well, in the driving tests, they turn those driving aids off, and they make you do these challenges without the assistance, and they are impossible, or nearly impossible, and they are so infuriating. Many people commented, you'll see if you Google it, on forums and whatnot. It's so frustrating to try and pass these stupid tests just to unlock the races that you want to give up on the game. And I've basically given up on this game. At least I've gotten to about level 3. There's 8 levels, and you start at level A8, you go to level A1, at least in the street racing or road racing. The off-road racing with the race, you start out with level B6 and go up to level B1. Well, I'm only to level like A3 and B3 because the driving school, I can't get through the driving school to get to the more tests. And that's the most infuriating part of this game. The best part of this game is the fact that you get to drive around a Google Maps accurate version of white in supercars, and you get to drive around in this car, this Ferrari 308 GTS, and pretend you're Magnum, and you're just cruising around Hawaii. You're cruising, you're smashing into stuff. You get to pretend that you're Magnum. You're a private investigator living in the 80s, driving around, solving crimes, solving cases, helping damsels in distress, annoying Higgins, your buddy the guy who's the head of security on Robin Masters' estate, hanging out with TC in his helicopter. You don't really get to do that in the game, obviously. You get to drive the car. And for me, that was worth the price of admission. Getting to drive around a virtual Google Maps accurate version of that. But the racing itself is easy. It's not too bad. It's just the way you get to those races, the way you have to unlock those races is so frustrating. It's not worth it. So that's my review of the game. Frustrating and disappointing. Because there's no people. It's not a GTA 5 where there's people wandering around and you get to hit them, you get to mow them down or whatever. It's not even a Driver San Francisco where there's people walking around the streets, but then they magically are able to get out of the way of your car if you're hitting them for that. So it's not even that. It's just kind of a lifeless, empty version of Oahu and a lifeless, empty version of Ibiza, where you have cars driving around the streets. There's online players that guy Morphaz, I don't know if he's a computer-generated online character or a real-life person that I could race, but it just feels not as realistic as it could have. So that's my review of the game. Disappointing. If you've never played the game, I would suggest if you got it for $1 or $2 or $3 or even $5, maybe pick it up if you love Hawaii, if you're from there, if you've been there. But I would just say my hope is that Atari continues the series and on the next gen they get it right, because they can get it right if they listen to what people said about the game, what the players of this game said about this game online, and what they commented on. It could have been so much better. And so my hope is that if they continue the series, they get it right next time. It is open world, but it's just not a world that feels real or that feels alive. So my hope is that Atari, if you're listening, that you try a bit harder. I know you work hard on these kind of games. I know it's a lot of hard work, but with just a little more work, this game could have been amazing. So that's my review of Test Ride Unlimited. You kind of get to be Magnum P.I. You get to kind of live his life, but not as much as you would hope. Just leaving with me doing some donuts here on field grass. And I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I'll try and upload some more later this week with some different games. We'll talk to you later. We'll see ya. Bye.